Hello guys and welcome to Football Fan Den UK. Today I'm doing a video with regards to Scottish football and the amount of games postponed due to waterlogged pitches. I've got my opinion and you're going to hear it on this video, and I want you guys to give me your opinion. You might agree with me, might not, but that's what Football Fan Den and Talking Football is all about, different opinions. If you're new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, thank you very much for watching and subscribing. I very much appreciate your support. So guys, basically, I want to ask the question today: are the SPFL Bosses doing enough to help Scottish clubs improve? The reason I ask this is because this weekend there was a number of games that was postponed due to waterlogged pitches. Now I know that some of you guys are going to say, "Oh well, we get a lot of bad weather in Scotland," and I totally understand that. But I live in the north of England, and I know my garden is not a football pitch, guys. But I have got grass, and this last week or so it has been waterlogged consistently because of the amount of rain we've got. So we do get a lot of rain in the north of England. Maybe they get a bit less in the south, I'm not sure because I don't live down south, but I know in the north of England we do get a hell of a lot of rain. Maybe not as much as Scotland, but we do get a lot of rain. So I'm here to ask the question: are the SPFL Bosses doing enough to support Scottish clubs in respect of improving the standard of pitch infrastructure? Because the reason I asked this question, guys, is because the amount of games that was cancelled this weekend just gone through waterlogged pitches was, in my opinion, was unacceptable. And the reason I say that is because if a game gets cancelled or postponed at short notice, it's you guys that suffer. The SPFL Bosses don't suffer. You guys suffer because you guys are the ones that are paying out for the travel. You guys are the ones that are getting up early mornings to travel to these different places around Scotland for away games. And obviously even the home fans suffer to a certain extent, but mainly the travelling support that suffer, because you guys that are travelling have to pay out fuel costs, ticket costs. Obviously you'll get a refund on tickets, or the tickets will be reusable or something like that, but you won't get a refund on your fuel. You won't get a refund on the time taken to go to a game and find out when you get halfway there or all the way there that the game's been cancelled or postponed. So I think that the Scottish SPFL Bosses should be doing more to help Scottish clubs improve their pitch infrastructure. And the reason I say that, guys, is because if we look at England, and I don't want to make too many comparisons, but one positive that comes out of the English Premier League, and there isn't many because obviously there's a lot wrong with the English Premier League, especially with this crazy money that's in it. But one of the benefits to clubs in the English League is that the money from the Premier League is starting to filter down into the lower leagues a little bit in respect of pitch infrastructure. I can say that because there is a number of clubs that are in the English first and second division that have previously been in the Premier League and have been able. They might be skint, but they've been able to improve their pitch infrastructure while they was in the Premier League, which means that now, even though they're in the lower leagues, they don't have as many games postponed because of waterlogged pitches, because they've been able to use the money that they earned when they was in the Premier League to improve the pitch infrastructure. And I think that that is something that should be being pushed more in Scotland, because as I've talked to some of you guys on social media, you've pointed out to me the lack of money that clubs in the Scottish Premiership basically earn. Even if they win the Scottish Premier League, it's minimal money what they earn through winning compared to other leagues in Europe, specifically obviously the English League. And this is where I think that the SPFL Bosses are not doing enough. And they could be generating more money. In the last 20 years, this Premier League has grown dramatically, and the people running the Premier League keep pushing to market it more, to market it around the world, and obviously to keep growing it. And I think that this is where the SPFL Bosses are not doing enough. The Scottish clubs themselves are doing more to promote the Scottish League than the Scottish bosses that are running the Scottish League are doing, in my opinion. As I say, guys, all about opinions, so please give me your thoughts below. But as I say, in my opinion, I think that the SPFL bosses are just not doing enough. The amount of games that were cancelled this weekend just gone by was ridiculous. We had 2 games cancelled in League 2 due to waterlogged pitches. There was another 2 games cancelled in League 1 due to waterlogged pitches. But most of all, and obviously the lower leagues like in League 1 and League 2, we expect that 1 or 2 games are going to get postponed due to waterlogged pitches, because the same thing happens in England. But when you compare the 2 divisions, England and Scotland, there's a lot less games being postponed through waterlogged pitches. And I know some of you guys are going to say, yeah, but we get more rain up here. And I totally agree, you do. But there's times in England when there's a lot of rain as well. And a lot of the clubs that are having problems in England with waterlogged pitches are clubs that have been stagnating, shall we say, and have not climbed the ladder of the leagues to earn better revenue. But the opportunity is there for them. For example, Bournemouth at the minute are in the Premier League, and they are a tiny club in the Premier League. They might be a big club lower down the divisions, but in the Premier League, they're tiny. And the reason I can say that, guys, is because their ground only sits about 13,000, I think. When you compare that to other clubs in the Premier League, it's a quarter of what some of the clubs in the Premier League can capacity-wise for their stadium. So the point that I'm making, the reason I'm pointing Bournemouth out, is it shows that the lower league clubs, smaller clubs within the English pyramid, have the opportunity to get into the Premier League and earn some of that big money to help them improve their infrastructure, pitch facilities, training facilities, etc. And in Scotland, that is not the case. Scottish clubs, yeah, they can get into the Scottish Premier League, but there isn't a massive financial reward getting there in respect of helping them improve their infrastructure. And if you can improve the infrastructure, it means less games cancelled, it means a more sustainable league, and it's got to be better to help market the league and the division. So in my opinion, guys, I think the SPFL bosses are just not doing enough to market the Scottish League. They're not doing enough to attract investment. And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, we're not, Scottish League's too small, etc. Because I know social media, I've talked to some of you guys, and that's the comments you've made to me. But it still doesn't make it right. You guys support Scottish football. You guys that are Scottish fans will know better than me. But from a neutral, which is me looking at the Scottish division, I do not see that the Scottish football bosses do enough to market the Scottish League. But that's just my opinion. I don't think that they're pushing enough to market the division and help Scottish clubs attract new investors, attract new sponsors, and improve the finances for Scottish clubs. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. The reason I point this out, and the main reason, is because obviously the lower leagues, we expect a few games to get cancelled because of waterlogged pitches in both England and Scotland. But when we compare the Scottish Championship to the English Championship, and the amount of times that games are getting cancelled in the Scottish Championship for waterlogged pitches, it's shocking. It's shocking. I mean, I don't know if this is right, because the information I'm showing you on the screen, guys, is showing 3 games, but on some of the websites I've looked at, it's saying 2 games, and some are saying 3 games were cancelled this weekend. But irrespective, this is the next tier down from the top league in Scotland, and yet you're having 2-3 games in that division cancelled or postponed because of waterlogged pitches. And I don't think that's acceptable, because it's you guys that suffer. It's you guys that are the fans that are doing the travelling, that are spending the money to go to away games, that have to fork out to travel twice. You could be halfway to the game, maybe even all the way to the game, and then find out that a game's been cancelled or postponed because of a waterlogged pitch. And you're out of pocket. Not only are you out of pocket, you've wasted a day travelling around for a football game that you don't get to see, and the next time it's replayed you might be busy with work commitments, etc. So I don't think it's acceptable to keep making excuses for the SPFL bosses. I personally think that they should be doing more, because it's you guys that suffer, and I think that some of the Scottish clubs could have the potential to really grow and improve the size of the club and attract new fans from outside of Scotland, which would help attract obviously better investment from sponsors, etc. But if the Scottish bosses are sitting on their backside and not doing enough to actually promote the Scottish League, then I think that's the problem. I'd love to know what you guys think. Obviously, that's just my opinion, and you guys that are watching Scottish football and you guys that are Scottish fans will have a better idea than I will, so I'd love to hear your comments. Leave your comments below and I will reply to as many as possible, but definitely leave your comments, because I think this is an issue that needs to be pointed out, because for me this is a perfect example of where the SPFL bosses are just not doing enough. They are not, they're paid to help Scottish football improve in all divisions. But if they're not even doing enough to help the top division in Scotland, how can we expect them to do enough for the lower leagues in Scotland? So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below. Would love to know what you guys think. Really appreciate it if you get yourself involved in this topic, and obviously let me know your thoughts. Thank you very much for watching. It's very much appreciated. Hopefully you'll join me again on future videos, guys. Take care for now, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.